What comes to your mind when we think about a faculty? The way they teach in the classroom, their research work, assignments, projects, or much more. Come and join us to explore this unseen side of our faculty's lives in our new series, Faculty Beyond Classroom. So as we say, good food makes good mood, and there is no greater love than love for food. Yes, you guessed it right. Today we are meeting a faculty who is not just a good foodie but also loves to cook. So first let's start with how did you get into cooking? How did you get interested in cooking?
I think it's a very interesting and very close question to my heart. I was working in Gurgaon. My auntie basically used to cook roti and all those which I don't like, and that's how I started learning cooking. And it's more to basically try something new which I can feed myself. This is how it started in 2008, and since then I started loving it and I started cooking different dishes around us. So for one example, last year we had lockdown, and it's hard to get the fresh vegetables. So you can see a fig tree just opposite to you. I use this to cook many dishes. Just example, I use we call it gullar in our city. We used to make gullar curry. It's very delicious. It's like, you can say it's kind of, for vegetarian people, it's a mutton or something. It tastes like a mutton. So not only curries, I made kofta with this. I made a very, very delicious kheer with this. So probably you can try sometime. So it's more like जरूरत पड़ने पे आदमी सब कुछ करता है. It's like that only.
So let us talk about little bit of your background. So which state do you come from, and how was your background? In what kind of circumstances you grew up?
So I born and brought up in Banaras. It also called Varanasi. I belong from a very humble family. During my childhood, my brothers were good at study. They do study, but for me, until class 8, I was just like a street boy, doing gully cricket, doing gully patang, gully kanche, I mean, just playing all those street games with all the friends. But later I realized, I think if you want to grow in your life, I think the best way to go ahead is just have a good education. I may not be the smartest student in my class, but I was I can say that probably I was one of the one of the most hardworking student in my class, and that has basically helped me to secure, I would say, the schooling as well as college studies at good places. I did my undergraduation in mathematics. I have prepared for MCA entrance examination across the India, fortunately able to get good places everywhere. So finally I took admission in JNU, Delhi, and that's how my life has changed from a mathematician, I would say, to a computer scientist. Took admission to Delhi Technological University for my MTech, and that's how I entered again to the academic arena to do my masters and later to PhD from Singapore. And the trend continues in academia, and finally I joined IIIT Delhi as a faculty, and that's how I would say
your journey from Banaras to
exactly.
IIT Delhi.
Exactly.
That's very interesting to know. So do you still like to play kanche and cricket and such games? So we would like to know, what do you do when you're not teaching or when you're not researching, when you're not in your lab? What do you do in your spare time?
Lawn tennis, badminton, and cycling recently, because though cycling is something I love the most, because during my undergraduation, I used to travel my university through my bicycle I had, and university was around 16 kilometers from my house. So for the 3 years, I used to run approx 35 kilometers of cycling every day. Spending time with their bicycle in a group, going to different lake, different India Gate, Qutub Minar and all those. So this is some of the recent hobby, or you can say, I have developed.
Sometimes what happens that a teacher has a very great impact on your life, and a teacher in your in your school, in your college, or your PhD mentors, they have a great impact on your life. So is there somebody who you look up to as such a person, that who will always be at some place where nobody can reach. So if you can tell us about somebody who has have a good impact on your life, a greater impact on your life. So if there is any such person if you would like to talk about.
If someone has to grow, there will be someone who is guiding you, who is mentoring you, and who will basically show you the right path for you to excel in your life. Again, so it doesn't have to be the school teacher, it could be anyone. So just to name a few, we had a professor A.K. Srivastava, we have another professor I.K.K. I mean, all those are kind of, you can say, the torchbearer you had. Over the time, again, I mean, my PhD supervisor is one of the best person I had in my life, who taught me, I mean, doesn't matter what other things you have to do, you need to continue working towards the problem you have at hand. Sometimes you succeed, sometimes you fail, doesn't matter. Professor Roger Zimmerman, my PhD supervisor, one of the best teacher I would say I had in my life.
So is there a mantra you would like to give to your students? Like, I understand that education is more important, which we have already covered. So is there something which you would like to give your students as, as a bottom line, that this is what you have to stood by always? So that if you can.
So one mantra I would like to give to students who is watching this, the hard work is the key through which you can achieve anything.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. This was indeed a very interesting conversation, and we got to know a lot more about you beyond the classroom. So we'll come back with another episode with another faculty. Till then, take care and stay safe.